Hi everyone, welcome back. Aviator Sim here, and today I have another flight for you. Today we will be flying from Denver International over to Chicago O'Hare Airport. We'll be flying or replicating real-world flight United Airlines 478. As you can see, today we have a historic livery that I found. I'll leave a link for this in the description. And today we'll be following real-world operations as far as the standard instrument departure, the star, and the ILS into runway 4 right at O'Hare Airport. So without further ado, let's hop into the cockpit and let's get some power into the plane, the jetway connected, and passengers boarded. Alright, here we are in the cockpit. We'll get some power into this. First officer is currently outside doing the walkthrough because it's raining. Let's go batteries on. External power. Let's turn on these pumps. Nav and logo light can come on. Let's arm the emergency lights. Let's turn on the IRS. And we can set the dome light to dim since it is a little dark in here because of what outside looks like. Right now that we have that, I just want to connect the jetway and get the passengers boarded. We will be using PAKEOFF for today's flight just to simulate some real passengers and crew on our plane. So in order to get the jetway moving, I feel like every time I update this, I have to put in my SimBrief username. Right, let's click from SimBrief just to get our flight plan loaded in there. Right, there we go. And over to ground, passengers, door, let's do baggage, external power, catering, door, and we can see that jetway connecting. Alright, here we have our passengers are currently boarding. Down here it says flight phase boarding. Expected departure in just under 20 minutes, so let's see if we can keep that departure schedule and get out of here in time. Let's go ahead and set up the FMS. Just going to load our SimBrief flight plan in here. We're going to hit init press, go down here, init data rec. There we go. And I'm just going to back out of here, or let's go to the next page really quick. Alright, block time 2 hours 20 minutes. Flight time is 1 hour and 52 minutes. Let's go down here to performance. Let's load the fuel just to have the accurate fuel in there. And we're going to need to remember this 58.5 for the zero fuel weight. 58.5. Going to go back to the init page and init request. See our cost index 10. Flight level, we'll be flying at flight level 330 today. Let's go to the IRS. We want to align on ref, confirm alignment, and now we can go ahead and go to the performance page. Let's just put in our V speeds really quick. Just click in once, speed populates down there, then just click in again. Rotation speed today will be 127. Transition altitude is flight level 180. Be doing a flaps 1 takeoff. Flex temp will be 45. And here if we go to the next phase, climb, cruise, descent, and approach, we'll fill out approach as we get closer to the to Chicago. Right, back on the init page, 58.5 is what we need in here, so it's 58.5/30. Go ahead and put that in there. And now fuel planning, we just want to click that. Block fuel 5.4 kilos. Right, that looks good. Right now we just want to put in our standard instrument departure. So click on Denver, click on departure, taking off runway 8. We want to fly the EMMYS7 Departure, EMMYS7, there we go. And we just want to click insert. And now for our arrival, we want to arrive on runway 4 right on the BENKY6 star. BENKY6 Arrival. I'm going to click insert there, and we can go ahead and return. So right here it says user, I can just take that out. There's no reason for me to keep that in there. Gonna click insert. And the IRS is still aligning, so I'm not able to view my flight plan on here yet. So I'll wait that 3 minutes that we see right there, wait for that to align. But I think my flight plan looks good so far. I'm just going to pull up my Navigraph chart and we can go ahead and view the EMMYS7 departure that we will be flying today. Alright, here's the EMMYS7 RNAV departure. So what we will be doing right here, it has a initial climb. So we'll be taking off runway 8, climbing a heading of 083 to 5,934 feet, then cross tight, then direct to cross tight at or below 10,000 feet. So my first altitude that I'm going to put in is 10,000 feet. So we can go ahead and just remember that. Then after that, I want to track on a heading of 082 to cross Han at or below 12,000 feet. Then on a track of 082 to cross Gas at or above flight level 140. Then on a track of 077 to Sniper. Then on a track of 077 to EMMYS. So this will be the end of our standard instrument departure. And after crossing EMMYS, I can just climb up to my cruise altitude of flight level 330. So right now we're just going to put in 10,000 feet right here because we need to be at or below. And while the flight attendant is giving the welcome speech, we're just going to start up this APU. We can hear that APU starting up. And I'm thinking we may get out of here on time at least, because we still have to take into account the time it takes to taxi from our gate B26 over to runway 8. It's not far, but we'll see what happens. Alright, the IRS is aligned, so I can go ahead and go back to my flight plan. What I want to do is turn this to plan, zoom out a little bit. Alright, and we can just go through our flight plan and make sure there's no discontinuities or anything strange. There we go, we got tight, Han, Gas, Sniper, EMMYS. There we go, we're looking good, and right into runway 4 right. So our plan looks good, and to get it off the dotted lines, as you can see there's dotted lines here. I'm just going to go up here, and we just want to put the heading into manage mode. There we go, now it's a straight line. Let's turn this back to arc. And we are just about ready to push and start. Just going to put my speed into manage mode also, if it lets me. Let's do flight director. Now let's try. There we go, speed into manage mode. Right, our APU is good. We can take off the external power. We can go down here, remove that external power. And I want to remove the jetway. And we'll be pushing back to the left today. Seatbelt signs on. Alright, everything looks good there. About 11 minutes until our expected departure, so we can go ahead and push back now. And I'll be using the pushback method in the fly pad. So let's call the tug up. Alright, our tug is connected. Let's go ahead and start our pushback. And I'm just going to turn on the beacon, going to turn off the packs, and I'm going to start engine number 2.
We're ready to go when you are.
Let me just make sure they're backing up.
And welcome aboard flight 478 with service to Chicago. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 52 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed.
And we have the custom United announcements in PACX. Alright, we can go ahead and stop. Parking brake coming on, and let's start engine number 1. And we can go ahead and remove the tug. Alright, taxi light can come on. And when engine number 1 stabilizes, we can go ahead and take off the APUs. Packs will come on after we take off. Doing a flaps 1 departure. Flaps, first set of flaps coming out. Let's go ahead and turn up the brightness of our PFD and MFD. And also the ECAM. And just to get some more FPS, let's go ahead and turn off the PFD and MFD over on the first officer's side. Right speed brake is armed. We have max auto brake set. APU coming off. And we are ready to taxi. So taxiing to runway 8 via Lima, Mike, and holding short of runway 8 at Mike. Parking brake coming off, and let's put some power into this. Enjoy the taxi views. I will see you guys when we are holding short of runway 8. Alright everyone, we've been cleared for takeoff, runway 8. Just going to put our landing lights on. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the anti-ice. Wing light and the strobes. And we are all set to take off. There's no one on final, no one on the runway. Let's go ahead and make our turn. And we're going to have forward pressure on the yoke to 80 knots, then back to neutral, and then rotating at 126. So here we go. Going flex 4 or 5. Got forward pressure. Try to keep that center line. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear coming up. Right, and we're climbing to 10,000 feet. We have to be at or below 10,000 feet at tight that we have right here. Crossing tight, I'll change this to 12,000 feet. So we can cross gas. And we did leave early, a little early. We got out of here pretty much on schedule. It was about 50 seconds, 40 to 50 seconds before our scheduled departure, which is great. Alright, we're at 10,000 feet. Landing lights can come off. External lights really can come off. Wing light can come off. Packs, I'm going to put the packs on. Right, we're crossing Han, going up to gas at or above flight level 140, so I'm going to put us at flight level 150 just to be on the safe side. If we look here on the chart, top altitude for this SID is flight level 230, so since we have to pass gas at, that's hilarious, pass gas at or above flight level 140, and then the next thing is just on track to sniper, then EMMYS. We can go ahead and be proactive and climb up to flight level 230. As we cross flight level 180, we go back to standard pressure 2992. Alright, we finally made it out of the storm and we are clear to fly up to our cruising altitude of flight level 330. Let's go ahead and make that happen. Everything looking good on our end, and I will see you guys when we get closer to our cruising altitude. Alright everyone, welcome back. As we approach our cruising level of flight level 330, the cabin crew is going to begin serving snacks and drinks to the passengers in the back. As you can see, flight phase just changed to cruise. So while we're up here just cruising along over to O'Hare Airport, I am going to just leave you with a couple views of the outside environment during our cruise, and I will see you guys when we get closer to our descent into Chicago. Welcome back everyone. I have our BENKY6 Arrival pulled up. We have two altitude restrictions that we should be meeting, but they don't show up in the FMS. So my first one is going to be by law, and I'm just going to go down to flight level 220. If we go over to the fly pad, it tells us that we want to start our descent at 60 nautical miles before our target. See here we have our target altitude of flight level 220, our current altitude of flight level 330. And if we go over to our FMS, by law is in just under 61 nautical miles, so we can begin our descent down to by law, and we're going down to flight level 220. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna engage selected, and I said I want my vertical speed to be 1500 on that descent, so we can go ahead and engage that, and we are starting our descent down to flight level 220. I'm going to go ahead and take off the anti-ice. There's no need for that right now. It's pretty nice outside. A lot different than it was in leaving Denver. So currently 53 nautical miles away from by law. I kind of started my descent late, so I'm just going to increase this, increase the descent a little bit down to 2,000 feet per minute. And let's see how that works for us. Our expected arrival is in just under 23 minutes. I don't see us getting into O'Hare in 23 minutes, so I'm definitely going to have to change that, but I'll wait a little longer before I change that and let the passengers know that we are delayed, and then I'll make up an excuse. Alright, we're about to pass by law at just above flight level 200. Bringing up our chart, the next altitude restriction we have is Benky. We have to cross Benky at 12,000, and FlyPad tells us start our descent at about 33 nautical miles. If we look at the progress page, we're just under 33 nautical miles to Benky, but we have to respect that altitude restriction of no less than flight level 200 passing by law. So I'm just going to increase my rate of descent after passing by law to get down to Benky with no problem. So let's see, if I go over here, our current altitude is going to be 2,000 feet, so 26 nautical miles now. So let's see if we pass by law before 26 nautical miles. Okay, we just passed by law, and let's go down to Benky. Alright, we'll be landing on runway 4 right, so I'm just going to put in the frequency 44 right so I can capture the ILS when I'm ready. So it's going to be 110.1, and to do that we can go down here to RadNav, and we already have 110.1 in there. That's good to know. 110.1. I like to put it in multiple places. Final approach course is 045. Let's go ahead and put that in there. 045 for the course. Let's do it again. 045. There we go. We can go back to our flight plan. And I am going to take us down to 8,000 feet now. We're going to do a flaps 3 landing. So we can go ahead and switch on landing flaps 3 up there.
We have begun our final descent into
Let's
Chicago.
turn off our
Flight
dome.
attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time.
Landing lights coming on. So we're about to pass 10,000 feet. And I think I'm going to engage the approach mode crossing Dagon at 8,000 feet. I think I'm going to engage it right there because that's the second fixed on the ILS. So that should actually, so the plane should actually take control after I do that. Yeah, we should start capturing that glide slope at 8,000 feet, which is a little different than I'm used to. I'm usually capturing the glide slope at 3,000, 2,000, around there, but it's a little different here at O'Hare. Alright, first sets of flaps, which are known as the slats, are coming down. Right, and that should be runway 4 right there. So I am going to go ahead and engage approach mode and let the plane take over. We can go down to 180 on the speed. And I'm currently manually descending down to 5,000 feet. And we have glide slope right there. Let's go ahead and turn approach mode on. There we go, approach mode on. And we've captured the glide slope. That's good news. So the plane is going to take over where we have a straight magenta line. So everything is looking good for us. Let's just check and see what's going on up here again. Okay, all of our lights are good. Probe heat, that should have been on. Anti-ice is off. We don't need anti-ice. Landing elevation, we're good there. Let's pull up our chart. We're still a little ways out, but we are on the glide slope. So the plane has taken over and is descending us down into runway 4. Right now that our descent rate is slowing up, we can see that the speed is starting to come down. We want to get our speed down to 145 and get us to a point where we can put these other 2 sets of flaps down. A beautiful evening arrival here in Chicago. Known as the Windy City, but the wind is not bad, only at 4 knots. Right, and I think it'll be a good time to let everyone know we're delayed. Let's say there was a technical issue. Length, let's do 10 minutes.
Flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. Unfortunately, due to a technical issue, we are going to be very slightly behind schedule. We do apologize for this flight inconvenience.
Right, we're going flaps 3. And crossing 2,000 feet, I'll take out the, I'll just arm the speed brake. No need for the full speed brake. I'll arm the speed brake and put our gear down. Right, here we go. Arm the speed brake. Gear's coming down. Auto brake is set. Alright, everything looking good. Just gonna position my feet on my rudder pedals that I have. And we are cleared to land. Runway 4 right. As we get close to the ground, we're just going to be looking for the land, the flashing land icon to come across. It's going to say land, and then I am going to start pulling back on my throttle to make sure that we can have a nice gentle touchdown. There we go. It says land. And now when I cross the numbers, just going to pull back on the throttle gently. Here we go. Right, start pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. Flare. There we go. Let's see it touch down. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Let that nose hit. Nose hit. Reverse thrust coming out. When we get to 80, we can go back to idle. Right there we are crossing 80. We're going idle. And manual braking. That was a beautiful touchdown. Right, everyone. Welcome to Chicago. Go ahead and take this taxiway right here.
Ladies and
Just going to
gentlemen,
taxi to the
welcome
terminal.
Chicago.
Flaps
The
coming
local
up.
time is 6:37 p.m.
Landing lights
and
off,
it's
taxi
currently
light
about
on.
57 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
Alright, well thank you guys for flying along with me on this real operations flight in this historic United livery from Denver to Chicago. I definitely had a lot of fun today. We left Denver and it was awful weather to land here in beautiful weather here in Chicago on this evening arrival. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. There will be more of this to come. And if you have any flight requests, please also put those in the comments. Right, engines are off, and I just want to bring over the jetway. Get these passengers deboarded. Baggage can come. Let's hook up the external power also. And now PAK-X has turned the flight phase to deboarding, which is exactly what's happening now. The engines are off. Passengers are coming over, or the jetway is coming over. Let's turn on available power. We can turn off the APU now. Alright, it's been a pleasure having you guys on board with me. I will see you on the next video and next flight. Please like and subscribe to the channel because there will be really good content that I'm sure you guys will enjoy. This is Aviator Sim, and I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next time.